After you've configured the activities for grading in your course, I'm now logged in to the course as a student. So here in this Moodle course, I'm going to launch and attempt this graded activity about literature. The student will see the activity inside of an iframe. If you want, they can go full screen and they can exit back out. But here we're just going to proceed through this activity and complete it in Moodle. All right. This one is a multi-part activity, so as I work through it, I'm going to need to click the next button until I've finished the activity. And then finally, at the end, I'm going to click the Finish button for it to record my score. So now that I'm done, I need to click Finish, and you can see, okay, that activity has been submitted. I'll move on down a little bit further. There's going to be another activity. This is also a multi-part activity. Let's work through them by proceeding to the next. And finally, check my answer, and then I will finish here. And at the end, there's an essay. So I'll just type in a generic response and see, okay, I've now completed all of the graded activities in this chapter. So now that I've completed this activity, I'm going to come back to and I'm going to look at my grades. And see, for this activity, I scored a 6 out of 20. I'm going to look at the Pressbooks results viewer and see, how did I earn that score in this chapter? From the drop-down menu, I'll see this is the activity that I'm looking at. And over here, I can see this was for the best attempt. Out of 20 total points, I scored a 0 out of 3 on the essay, a 0 out of 4 on that quiz, a 4 out of 7 on the question set, a 1 out of 5 on the fill in the blanks, and a 1 out of 1 on the true false, for a total of 6 out of 20. If I want, I can also see how I earned that score by looking at the details of my performance. So I'm going to launch this and I'll say, okay, this particular activity was a fill in the blank activity. Oh, here's the full activity, great. And then I also want to see, here's my attempts. So far, I made a recent attempt here, and I scored a 1 out of 5 because I answered false, false, false. That was correct. This was wrong. So here I'm seeing what I answered and how I earned the 1 out of 5. If I wanted to improve my score on this activity, I should really focus on this 7-point question set and this fill-in-the-blank 5-point question set. So what I'll do is I'll come back to the course, and I'm going to relaunch this activity and only attempt the parts of the assessment that I want to improve my score on. So let's come down and let's find, and you'll see, okay, I got 4 out of 5. So I can retry that, and now I scored a 5 out of 5. And on the next one, I could also take this assessment and proceed forward and see if I can improve my score here. Again, now that I've finished, I want to click the Finish button, and my score's been updated. So I can expect my grades have gone up. It went from the previous score up to a 13 now. So I'm doing better. And again, in the Pressbooks results viewer, I can view this as a student to see how well I've done. And my score is now updated. I got a 7 out of 7 on that activity. You can see I got a 5 out of 5. And we looked at this one earlier. This was my first attempt, 1 out of 5. I can see that I have a second attempt log, which was a 4 out of 5. So I got these ones correct, and I missed the last question. But I could also look and take a look and see, oh, here's my final attempt. I got them all correct. And that's how the student can use the Pressbooks results viewer and the automatic grade passback features. From the instructor view, it's very similar with a couple of small differences. So I'm now logged in as the instructor in this course, and when I go to the Pressbooks results viewer, the main differences I'll see, again, I'll have a drop-down menu with all of the attempted activities. The main differences is if I have many students enrolled in the course, I'll see all of the students in the course and not just one. I also have a search bar that lets me search and filter through students, and I have a report grading issue. Clicking this button lets you submit a form to our support team to tell us about any grading problems that you or your students may be encountering. The other thing you'll note is when you load this view to see the student responses, not only do you see the answer they put and whether it was correct or incorrect, but it will also display what the correct answer was. That's helpful to you as an instructor to see the correct answer. So those are the main differences that you'll see in the Pressbooks results viewer, and that's how it works.